My name is Marina. I'm here as an advisor of governance and legal advisor to Boson Protocol, and we have Scarlett with us.
Hi everyone, this is Scarlett Zhang. I lead the risk and compliance function at Boson Protocol. Great to be here. Thank you.
So I think this is an amazing opportunity for us to share more information about what's happening in Boson Protocol, especially on the governance side. And this is the first time we're speaking about it, so we're happy we can do that within the token engineering community. For the ones that don't know what Boson does, Boson is actually building the new decentralized commerce. Boson is a protocol that is building different applications and makes it's also possible on the top of the protocol to build other applications, to people to join and different groups to join the protocol and together build applications that would enable us to use decentralized commerce. So it's a different way of what we are used today, especially if we think about the big platforms where all the commerce is happening. So this is why Boson wants to be a decentralized platform where the decentralized commerce can be happening. On top of the platform and on top of Boson, we have built a new application that is a portal in Decentraland, where you can already buy some of our items there. And especially what is important for Boson is that we are selling physical products. So it's kind of a bridge from the digital to the real world, which is quite, I would say it's quite important, quite unique, and quite challenging from different points of view. So what is important for us is that we would want to incorporate our values, some of the Web3 values in our design. This is what we are doing in the technical part, but also in the governance that we are designing. So the most important for us is a fair and equitable distribution of ownership, value, and control, which is again very important when it comes to commerce. And the capture resistance. So we don't want to be capturing a value. We want to be different from the centralized and extractive entities, and especially the monopolistic protocols that we already know in the Web2 space. How we're doing that, we want to be progressively decentralized. We started as a startup, but we're working on progressively decentralized. So you're here today about the first step towards that. And what's also quite important but challenging also for us is how to be regulatory compliant. We are being faced with many very, very interesting questions that are coming from the combination of using technology, some of the elements from the Web3 world, and combining it with physical objects and transacting in how we are used into the Web2 world. So from the legal point of view, I can tell you the work is very, very interesting. And of course, when it comes to the protocol, it's very important that the community owns it. The community can operate on top of the protocol and can build on top of it. What's also very important for Boson is that we have the sustainability loop, which means that it will be a system that is self-sustainable. Over time, it can fund itself, so it is kind of an infinite machine. So as I said, we started as a startup, we're building the protocol, and the long-term goal is to become a DAO. And we were thinking about the DAO and the governance. We're thinking about where to start, what is the minimum viable governance necessary for a group to coordinate. And of course, we were thinking about what decisions need to be made in this group and who makes those decisions. And of course, because we're talking about the specific technologies, where and how the decisions are made. So when we talk about where and how the decisions are made, we think about on-chain or off-chain governance. And of course, there are plus and minuses on both sides. So as you all know, the on-chain governance is costly, especially in the last year and last months. But at the same time, it gives legitimacy to projects and to the decisions, and of course, traceability. And on the other side, we have the off-chain governance, which is much easier to implement from the financial point of view, so it's free, but at the same time, it's not on-chain, and sometimes it questions legitimacy, and of course, we need to work towards this being more transparent. And one of the tools we're also going to use in our first DAO setup is going to be Snapshot. Of course, we're looking into all the tools that are existent out there, and we're going to use more of them. But just for the beginning, we started very small. So the sum up of all of the decisions, it's the signaling DAO. It's the DAO that we're going to launch in the beginning of next year. And right now we are opening a discussion around that. We want the community to engage. We would like to hear feedback and some of the proposals. But Scarlett can tell us more about this DAO and the plans.
Sure, thank you, Marina. Yeah, we are launching the signaling DAO as the first step. The goal is really to give community a voice on the growth of a vibrant ecosystem of e-commerce and how the protocol and application will build on top of the protocol and how it should be run, maintained, marketed, improved, and otherwise governed. So the community will be able to write, proposals, will be able to vote. We're thinking to start topics like grants and enable the community to be able to vote on their favorite project eligible for our Boson Protocol ecosystem grant using Snapshot. And this is the first phase, the signaling phase, and we will continue to evolve. We're going to expand on what can be voted, adding new features to expand our DAO. And just call to action, the next slide, please. Please read our blog post about decentralization and the signaling DAO that's going to launch next week. And also join our community call on Discord happening on December 20th. So with Dr. Primavera, our CTO Misha, Jonas, our head of strategy, and Marina, our governance group, really exciting panel to have this community call. So very excited, please join us. And then early January, after the holiday, we'll launch the signaling DAO officially.
So this is a very short update from our side. You'll read more about the signaling DAO on our channels, but we also wanted to give you the opportunity to ask questions. So I believe we have the last 5 minutes for questions.
100%. Are there any questions in the audience on the signaling DAO? Do we have questions from the YouTube? Let me check.
No questions from YouTube.
Okay.
At the moment.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can expand a little bit on the topics that the signaling DAO is going to cover. As Scarlett already said, we are giving grants to different projects that are interested in building on Boson. So this is going to be the first one that we are going to open for, like for the voting, and of course for new suggestions from new proposals. But then the next one is going to be linked to our applications that we have built in Decentraland. So it's kind of the metaverse part that is going to be definitely linked to some of the activities in the DAO. And of course, the long-term plan for the DAO is to be the one that is governing the whole protocol. So I think that is going to be quite exciting to build it, but those are our humble starts.
Awesome. Will be exciting to see Boson decentralize.
Absolutely. And as I'm saying, it's quite interesting to see how this is going to be evolving, because it's a project that is working on e-commerce. It's a project that is working with real physical, assets and items. So that's going to be quite exciting. Thank you.